Welcome to an episode of Vital Pet Life's Breaking It Down with Dr. Amber. Join us as I break down the ingredients of Vital Pet Life's Oatmeal Shampoo and its benefits. Vital Pet Life's founder and CEO, Donie Yamamoto, and I will discuss how this latest article, study, or breakthrough could impact your own pets' lives.
We're here to talk about pets, pet nutrition, and wellness, anything that can help our fur children live a longer, vibrant, and happier lives.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to Vital Pet
Vital
Life
Pet Life.
Podcast.
So, if you listened to our previous episode, you heard about our shampoo only has 5 ingredients: oatmeal, aloe, jojoba oil, chamomile, and yucca. And so today we're going to take a deeper dive into the benefits of oatmeal. But first, I think Donnie has a couple of questions.
Yes, Dr. Amber. I got a question for a customer, and they want to know how often should they shampoo or give their dog or cat a bath?
Yeah, that is a good question. A lot of this question when I was in practice, the short answer is it depends. A little bit longer is, I live in a really dry climate. And so there can be a problem if you're bathing too often. You're actually stripping off the oil, the natural oils in the skin, and breaking down that skin barrier. If we're doing it too often, we're just really drying out the pet. So, for my dry climate, I say not more than once a month, usually. Now, some dogs, if they have like skin irritation, allergies, they actually do better with a little bit more frequent bathing because you can imagine that stuff that they're allergic to in the environment is like clinging to their skin and their coats. And so we need to bathe more often to remove that so that we're physically removing what's causing the itching and inflammation in the skin. There are certain times where you would bathe more often because of that.
Well, how often do you mean? Maybe like in a month's time? Because I give there's guys like at least a bath once a month, or like sometimes like depending if how dirty they get.
Right.
And then especially with winter time, I don't really give them a bath as often as much, but depending if they step and poop, if they,
Right. Yeah. I mean, if they step in something gross, if they go out and, some dogs like find a dead bird carcass and they like to roll in it, then of course you're going to give them a bath more often. But just on a regular basis, they stay pretty clean. I would say about once a month.
Okay, that's good. And then if they have more allergies, every 2 weeks, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one thing I do want to mention is, especially in the spring and summer, we start seeing dogs who go outside, they come back in, their paws are really red and itchy. And so for those dogs, I usually recommend after you bring them back inside, you kind of give them a warm water bath, like just kind of spray off those paws. You can use a little bit of shampoo, especially Vital Pet Life shampoo, because it's just so soothing and calming to the skin and it replaces a lot of moisture. So you can do just a quick bathing of those paws to decrease, again, just the allergens that are clinging to the skin.
But that's what I do. If we live near a park and, spring, summer, like we get a lot of pollen. So I just basically, the moment they come inside the house, after hanging around the yard, I just wash their paws or maybe rub like warm water in their body before going to bed. But I always wash their paws before, especially our little guy, he licks, especially apparently I learned for whiter dogs. I forgot the term, but for light skinned dogs, when they lick, there's a red thing that I don't know how to call that.
Yeah, it's actually an enzyme in the saliva that reacts with the hair and the skin. And so with that licking motion, you get that rusty color stain on the hair. And I mean, it happens in dark dogs too. You just can't see it as well. Yeah. So it's just because like Jean Martin is so white and if he's licking, then you're going to see that rusty stain where if Tux is licking, he's going to have that stain, but because he's black, you just can't see it.
Okay. Yes, that's true. So Martin gets to be clean a lot.
Yeah.
So there's another question. How often the dog or a cat can be like a cat? Like can we talk about the cat? Because I think it's very important too, because I'm always curious because cats bathe or cleans themselves, right?
Yeah. Cats bathe themselves. So It's, less common for people to give their cats a bath. And I don't really recommend it on a regular basis, especially because some cats are just so bath averse. So, if you have a cat that likes a bath and it's not like this huge struggle, then it's probably okay every once in a while. Or again, if they are really gross, like they get dirty in something, then it's okay. But I guess just because they are so like such fastidious groomers, and we don't typically have to give cats a bath.
I know. I could imagine that they don't need to be given a bath as much as
Yeah.
dogs because I rarely see a cat wander around and do crazy stuff. I think they're just so like sleek and they're
Yeah.
very like clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So if you do see problems with matting or, excessive shedding or anything like that,
So that's when you'll
yeah,
know.
you could bathe them and we see a lot of cats with dander.
Oh,
Sometimes that's just like dry skin or I actually see it a lot when cats come into the clinic. It's like they get nervous and they just get a ton of dander and hair flies everywhere
oh
just with
really?
nerves. Yeah,
Oh
so
wow!
for
I didn't even
cats
know
it
that.
would be more common if they're having a lot of dander and shedding. It would be more common to just like brush them.
Excitingly. Okay.
Yeah, like just to remove that stuff from their hair coat.
Wow. That's one thing I learned today. Never thought about cats.
But, if you have a cat with allergies, I mean, certainly you'd want to do the same
Yeah,
protocol,
for
like
sure. Yeah.
remove that stuff from their skin. Yeah.
And
If
then make sure
so,
that it's the hair too is trimmed, right?
yeah, I mean, they can have, that can be
Matting.
something as you get them as a kitten. Like you start kind of training them to,
Have
if
a
not
routine.
enjoy, kind of tolerate the water in case they need a bath.
Oh
So it's
gosh.
not this big wrestling match with teeth and
Mm.
claws.
Oh my God. I'm scared to do that with a cat. Yeah, because dogs are just gonna cower, like,
Yeah.
is it cower or like, take this
Cower.
out?
Yeah.
Cower. Yeah, with dogs, they just cower. I remember we used to sit one of our neighbor's dog and he was Papillon. Like, he doesn't want to be clean. So we had to wear cooking mittens.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Gizmo, I will never forget. He's so small. Me and his mom will put him in the sink, and I'm like, I'm gonna put all the water, but he was like, oh my God, he's so mean. But
Oh,
yeah, that's the only way
no.
that they can give him a bath.
Yeah.
He will bite us.
Yep.
Yeah. Another question, Dr. Amber. Why does oatmeal soothe my pet's itchy skin? So, what's in the oatmeal?
That is a great question. I think like the more I've researched it, the more interesting it is. I'm like, how does this oat, why
Yeah.
is it so amazing? It is actually amazing to me. Oatmeal is a gentle, soothing ingredient. It's highly beneficial in dog shampoos, especially for pets with dry and itchy or sensitive skin.
Mhm.
So it contains natural compounds called avenathramides. It contains
Yeah.
natural compounds called avenanthramides. Avenanthramides are antioxidants, and they also have been found to decrease pro inflammatory and pro itch chemicals in the skin. So, some of the studies that have been done have actually found these compounds that are decreased when oatmeal is applied onto the skin. So, it decreases itchiness and
Oh.
inflammation. And then you have the antioxidant properties of it too. So, oatmeal also contains beta glucan, which is a type of soluble fiber. So, this beta glucan has been shown to improve the epithelial barrier, which is the skin barrier. So, we've talked, in past episodes about
Yeah.
how important it is to have a healthy skin barrier.
Skin.
And so
Hmm.
the beta glucans have actually been shown to improve that and improve the microbiome of the skin. So another thing that we've talked about a lot is that you have, dogs and cats and humans like have natural bacteria and yeast that live on the skin just in a like healthy mix. And so the beta glucans in the oatmeal improves that, sort of like a probiotic for the skin.
Okay.
And then it helps reduce inflammation and irritation while promoting the healing of the skin. I was actually even able to find a couple of studies that investigated anti-cancer properties of beta glucans in the
Wow.
skin. There were a few studies that showed a higher rate of cell death in cancerous cells while not affecting, like not having any harmful effects on healthy cells. So, I'm not going to say by any means that oatmeal shampoo cures skin cancer, but I just thought that was really interesting that is something that has been shown in a few studies.
That's cool.
It may kill cancerous cells, which is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then just those, polyphenols, which are antioxidants, and those plant chemicals, they are naturally moisturizing. They form that protective barrier, like we talked about, that helps to lock in hydration and relieve dryness. It has mild cleansing properties, and it's safe for frequent use. So it helps to calm the skin that's affected by allergies or hot spots or even bug bites, and making it a go-to ingredient for maintaining a healthy and comfortable coat. So, we've talked about like how frequently can you bathe? And I would say, especially in those dogs that you need to bathe more often because they're having a lot of inflammation in their skin, the Vital Pet Life oatmeal shampoo would be a great choice because it's gentle, it's cleansing while being hydrating. And so even more frequent bathing, it should not dry out the skin, and you're getting the benefits of the oatmeal in there too.
Exactly.
So I found a study that was done on a ferret that had skin lymphoma type of cancer. And the oncologist that was treating it actually was treating it with some medications, but oatmeal shampoo. And I thought that was that was really interesting. I think that we underestimate the power of topical treatments
Ingredients.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the ferret was suffering and ended up being euthanized. Actually, not
Aw.
for the cancer, but I just thought that was really interesting that the oncologist would recommend an oatmeal shampoo topically for a skin cancer patient. But, of course, anytime you have a disruption in the skin barrier for whatever reason, if it's allergies or some kind of inflammation or cancer, then you're more prone to get secondary infections too. And so by just really staying on top of the cleanliness of the skin and the soothing and keeping that epithelial barrier as healthy as we can, then you're trying to stay ahead of it and keep the patient more comfortable.
Yeah, I think it goes the same way with us two humans. But as I've mentioned, part of the reason why oatmeal was really a main ingredient that I really decided to add on the shampoo when we were formulating was, again, because of the story I mentioned to you a couple years ago, that there was a dog that got lost in Griffith. And basically when they found her, she has a lot of like bites. I think she went in a fight with the mountain lion or whatever animals she, predator, a predator animal in the park. And when I was trying to help, because that was the first few years of the business, and then we were like, the neighborhood was really high alert, looking for sightings when we go on a hike and all those stuff. Yeah, the doctors were telling us that, oh, we found her and she has a lot of scars, and we've been soaking her with oatmeal. And I'm like, oh, what's with the oatmeal? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, wow. I mean, literal oatmeal they soak.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Well, that's interesting, Dr. Amber. Knowing why oatmeal pretty much has a lot of benefits. The more I'm going to use the oatmeal shampoo, even probably for my hand, because I'm very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm just happy that we were able to find this ingredient. And yeah, now that it's like spring, summer season, like I know it's been really weird for us in this month. I was hoping it was really warm, but it was a little bit May gray for us. But now I think we're gonna get another warm, like excessive heat tomorrow. So maybe I'm gonna give the boys a bath before tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they'll stay cool and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
Awesome.
A big thank you to everyone who tuned in today. I hope you learned as much as we did. As always, we'd love to hear your input on this episode, as well as ideas for topics you'd like to hear in the future. Please feel free to reach out to us at podcast@vitalpetlife.com with all of your questions, insights, and ideas.